Disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Let's get it!
Like the dude is literally on the panel watching women twerk.
All right. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Lance Single, and this is the Arguments Lead Man Cave, one of the only places on YouTube where men can still be men. Yeah, I said it again. What's good? Man, listen, I don't know what's going on out here in these YouTube streets about this pyramid earth, this globe earth business, man, but y'all are tripping, bro. And Brother Sanchez about to have a debate on whether the earth is a pyramid or the earth is a globe. I'm sorry, not a pyramid. That's mine. He's on if the earth is the earth's flat, or and is the earth a globe, which they both is wrong. They wronger than two left feet, bro. This is gonna be a crazy ass debate. I hope y'all got y'all tickets. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ever seen two blind men box? If y'all ever seen two blind men box, bro, I don't know where to swing, because them niggas don't got shit. They don't got no information, bro. This shit is crazy. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell you what I believe. Let me share my screen and tell you what I believe. Let me show y'all what this nigga believe, bro. This what this grown ass man, my elder, he gotta be, believe that niggas is walking upside down under the earth. That's gotta be the case. Literally, if I get in an airplane in California and I need to go to Australia, I'm gonna curve under for the bottom, because the airplane don't turn upside down. So I have to keep the bottom of the airplane to the surface of the globe, going under and landing. Complete and utterly childishness. That's foolish, bro. And for Sanchez to believe that the earth is flat, like it don't do nothing, it's just flat straight across. Not that it don't have crevices and no, nigga, you think that the earth is flat and you spend hours and hours and hours conveying that the earth is flat. You're wrong too. The earth, as I've stated many times before, this is my fourth year stating this, that the earth is a pyramid. It is a tetrahedral geometric shape. That's what it is. Let me see something, bro. I went on the show. First, let me say this. Let's see what the smartest people on earth think. This nigga right here. He swear he know all the answers. Let's look at what he says.
Or only 64% are convinced that the world is a ball.
Can y'all hear that?
The world is a circle. That the world is a, what is it? A spheroid? Is that what it's called? Oblate.
I mean, I'd like to see how that
Oblate
question was
spheroid?
asked.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if they know that we are oblate, and the thing is asking, is Earth a ball? They'll say, no, we're an oblate ball. And we're slightly wider below the equator than at the equator, so we're a pear-shaped oblate spheroid.
But it's not a pair that you would find.
Slightly wider at the bottom. Slightly wider at the bottom, dog. That's what he said. He said it. He said this. Slightly wider at the bottom, which I don't believe is slightly wider into the sense. It's a lot wider.
Normally, if you found that pair, you'd be like, this fucking pair that's shaped like a ball.
So these differences in measurements are so small that if you found it on the ground, you would say this is a perfect sphere.
Right.
Let me tell you
That's the
how
point.
good a sphere it is.
Right.
All right. You ever see the schoolroom globes, the geographic globes?
Let me see. Am I sharing the right shit? Let me see. Let me share. Share screen. Are y'all seeing my Zoom? Wait a minute. I don't think y'all seeing my Zoom. I think everything is going through. Everything is going through my. All right, so the color's gonna be a little off, so I still can screen share. I still can screen share a little bit, but my color, I hate this, bro. So I'm not sure. I don't want to start the stream over, but let me screen share.
If you found that pair, you'd be like, this fucking pair that's shaped like a, or only.
Yeah.
Oh, because of the pressure.
Yeah, the air pressure. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But
Don't do it. I don't trust your science.
okay,
Your objective truth.
64% of what?
Of millennials are not, or only 64% are convinced that the world is a ball. The world is a circle. That the world is a, what is it? A spheroid? Is that what it's called? Oblate.
I mean, I'd like to see how that
Oblate
question was
spheroid?
asked.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if they know that we are oblate, and the thing is asking, is Earth a ball? They'll say, no, we're an oblate ball. And
Well,
we're
it's-
slightly wider below the equator than at the equator, so we're a pear-shaped oblate spheroid.
Now, what about above the equator? What about above the equator? But he's trash. So, because of him, so many people are misled about the geometric shape of the earth. And me, I'm just a regular guy who gives a damn, researched, and I have not necessarily concluded. However, I do know that it's not flat and it's not a globe, according to the research that I was able to scrounge up. Literally, I did it myself. So let's see what happens when I goes on Cynetic channel, the HOK channel with brother Bobby Banger. Let's see what I say. What happens here.
And I think it's important for y'all to understand that. First call here, man. Yeah. What's going on, Lance?
What's good, brother? You all right?
And I'm sitting here. That tank. Pseudo killers on deck. What's good? What you eating, man? You loud. What's up?
What's good, brother? You still ain't
Cam
thought about everything I
Cam
told
up.
you, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about. Cam up. Can't see you. Could be anybody.
I'm
Got a
Lance.
lot of
I'm Lance,
scientific
nigga.
haters out there.
I'm Lance, nigga.
I don't know. Yeah, you gone, Lance. Yeah, you out the
Listen,
game.
Let me tell you
Out the
something.
game.
I like you, Bobby. You cool peoples, man. You stand up character in the community.
Stand up.
But when it comes down to this flat Earth, globe Earth shit, brother, you off.
Could
Let
be.
me ask you this. Now, let's say consider, what's my man name? Who you debate?
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Not a
Consider
debate. It's a paid conversation, but go ahead.
paid conversations. Consider Sanchez flat Earth theory, right? So I can dig his theory in a lot of ways,
Okay.
right? But how do you explain the Arctic weather as opposed to the continental weather? How does the weather change? How do you account for the cold weather in the north and the cold weather in the south? You feel what I'm saying? They're higher elevations, right? This is how you account for that. But so his circular Earth, it's okay, it works. But the problem is that it raises up in the center, headed north. It's 4 points. I showed you, and the best way to prove it is on the map. Nah.
What's
Most
on
of
the
y'all-
map? What?
The actual
Elevation. I know you ain't mentioned elevation.
elevation rises in the center, bro. The top of the Earth is higher than the lower part. It flares out at the bottom.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
I know, brother. I know.
You just said any daggone thing. Boy, I tell you.
Listen how they laugh and just cackling. Cackling. They don't even know what I said. They don't understand what I said. Look at that
What
shit.
you want me to say to that, yo?
I you know what? I want you, Sanchez, and everybody else to submit to the Earth being a tetrahedral. It's not a globe and it's not flat. It's a tetrahedral shape. And I'm here banging on niggas' head. And I'm not gonna stop until you niggas submit and just understand that that's what it is. It's a tetrahedral geode.
What the hell is that?
Say, what the hell is that?
I think he muted himself.
A tetrahedral.
You right there. What's a tetrahedra? I think I know what you're talking about. Put it up. Put that up down.
Where did he get this evidence from?
Nowhere. Just make it
The
up.
map.
From a
The
map?
map, bro.
All right, I'm gonna
map.
show you.
I'm gonna let you handle
Oh, that's.
that.
Oh, you using whatchamacallit, Johnny.
The Gleason map is a standard map. There is no other map to go off of. If you can show me another map that shows the flat Earth, that shows this Earth in whole like this, notice how you don't see the bottom of the Earth. You see it all of the continents are whole. And there's three sides. 1, 2, 3. There's a fourth side, but it's underwater. You got to read some old sacred texts to understand that portion. It was in the last age.
Right. That's right.
Now, in the center of this map right here, that's higher than these southern portions of the map. And they all converge in the center. Let me say this. So I don't want to mislead you. The center of the map is like, there are portions that are higher than others in the center of the map. Like almost like making a mud volcano and kicking in one side, and some of this shit gonna land inwardly and be lower elevation than the top that's intact. And that's how I'm explaining right now. You have a better understanding later. Can't see that, bro?
That's just a map.
But the map has elevations to them. There is an explanation with you see these lines, they're called meridian lines. They show you locations. So there are smaller circles in the top than it is at the bottom because it's less area at the top than it is at the bottom. So you're going down a mountain to go south overall.
I get you. I see what you're saying.
You're going up north on all sides. You got to go up north to go north. Everywhere you start, north is only one place. The south is a circle. It's called the South Circle, and you only find that on medieval maps. They knew what they was talking about. We've been tricked, brother. They're lying to us. They lying to the Earth is a pyramid. 1, 2, 3. By the very definition of a tetrahedral, that's what it is. These are all the portions of the Earth that's sticking out of the water. Nah, it don't get no more simpler than that, bro.
Yeah, you have
That's
fun.
the land. You looking at what's
You say they
sticking out
got-
the water,
you say
bro.
you can't see the bottom of the map because they went to the bottom.
Bro, it don't get no more simpler than that. You looking at the map yourself. Either the map is a lie or you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Look at the map. It has 3 points that extend outward from the center. Brother, both of y'all niggas, all y'all who think you on a globe walking upside down. Let me go back to that. Let me get back to this shit, bro. I don't know why this color coming out like this, man. I really don't understand this shit. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me stop the share. Get back to that. Let me stop the share. Because I want the color to be right. I want the color to be right. Let me see if I can share this one more time through the Zoom. One more time through the Zoom. Let me see. Wow, I gotta go back to that shitty color shit, bro. Let me see if I can share this. Share screen. Screen share. Okay. Make small. Hey, he still ain't sharing. Oh my God. All right. Alrighty. Let me see one more time. Screen share. Is that it? Okay. I think that's it. I think that's it, y'all.
Bottom of the ocean and then what now?
No, I said you can't see the bottom of the map because all of the Earth is on the top. They're looking. This is a looking down.
You can't see the bottom of you can't see the bottom of the ocean because they can't get to the bottom of the ocean. You do know that,
Bottom
right?
of, listen, brother. The bottom of a globe. You supposed to be able to fly to Antarctica, brother. That's on the bottom of a globe. But in this right here, it's not a globe. It's a circle.
Oh,
And it's encapsulated in ice. Now there's something beyond the ice, but this is our portion that we live in.
let me ask you a question.
Oh my God, it still ain't shit.
Pressure works in what direction? Can you view yourself?
It still ain't sharing, y'all. Wow. So, stop that. Oh, that's because I didn't do it through Zoom. I did it through. See, I did it through that. So the color gonna be off. We already determined that. on the VR. All right, here we go. So I'm showing them basically. I'm here with the Earth.
Pressure
is.
works in what direction?
What you mean? I don't know. All sides, wherever it's weakest at.
No, it pushes on all sides equal. So if the Earth was flat, pressure would push up from the bottom on a flat pressure point.
We're not talking about a flat Earth.
Can I finish? Let me finish, because you just said that's what you said.
A pyramid.
Okay, so if it's a pyramid, it's got to have flat surfaces on it.
What?
What pyramid you know is round?
What are you talking, brother? You looking at the top, bro? That's the most idiotic shit ever, bro. Like, to even question, like, he can't even see it. Like, that's crazy that niggas can't even see what I'm talking about. It's literally insane. It's 3 points. 1, 2, 3, and the center raises up above all the land, above the rest of the terrestrial area. That's simple, bro. Like, we even on a globe Earth, the top is higher, the north is up higher in area than where the south is. Why y'all can't see that? Even on a globe Earth, the north is higher up than the south. Top of, you're looking from the top.
Bro, I'm repeating what you just said. We're looking at a pyramid.
You're looking at a pyramid from the top.
Can I finish? Pyramids have flat sides. Correct? Correct? Or am I just retarded?
Well, you got the step pyramid of Doja. I mean, come on, brother. We looking at a pyramid is scientifically based off of 3 or 4 sides, a quadra or a tetra.
All of them have flat sides.
Bro, what you talking about? Nigga, we looking for a technically looking for a pyramid?
Show
or
me
you
a
looking
round
for the
pyramid.
definition?
Show me a round pyramid.
This is square. It's a square.
A square has flat sides. No matter where you go, you still got to deal with a flat side.
No, you don't. What are you talking about, brother?
Okay, so
We live. This is a planet. This is a geo that we live on, bro. This brother, I really was baffled at his logic. Period. Like, is y'all getting them? Cause I ain't getting this. I ain't getting it. I'm off with this shit. This conversation is off. But you see Bobby keeping his motherfucking mouth shut about the subject, cause he already bought. So you're not gonna find a flat surface over a period of a thousand yards. Come on, bro. 1,000 miles.
So are you
Excuse
arguing?
me, bro.
What's your argument? I'm trying.
Excuse me real quick. You this is a globe map kind of like flattened out.
Yeah.
This is, and it's not you. So you think that the center is actually the top? That would make sense because no, it's not. Listen.
The center
So
is-
remember why you standing on Earth, because there's no up and down in space, for the record. Up is anywhere away from the Earth. So you're never standing upside.
So this nigga saying if you on a side of a mountain, up is out. Up, not straight up to the sky, but up is outward, perpendicularly away from the surface, as in outwardly. That's what he believed.
Downwards. That's first of all. I'm gonna say this again. Up is anywhere away from the Earth. Gravity pushes everything to center mass, right? So your elevation on the map, right? You have sea level.
Change is a choice. Old or green, outdated or smart. The past.
Right? That means the level of sea has nothing to actually do with elevation. The rivers flow, yes, absolutely not. I'm gonna say this again. Rivers, right, flow downstream. That's why you go to the Nile Valley, think about it, and You literally down south, but the water flow through the ocean. Why? Because it's high elevation, right? Water always runs downhill.
Exactly.
So think about it. So no matter where you would put the Nile Valley at, as the earth spins, it's gonna still always be flowing downhill. The way you thinking, actually, the Nile River is running backwards. That's what you would actually think. It's
Well,
not.
it does.
It's just
It
running-
runs
No,
uphill.
No, it doesn't.
The
Listen.
Nile River has the Queen Lake that pushes down thousands
No,
of
it
gallons.
doesn't. No, it doesn't. Listen, it's running from higher elevation to lower elevation. That's the only reason why the water will run. Water don't run uphill. So what's the force? Hold on. Explain to me the force that will make water run uphill. And you got the floor.
Water itself dropping from over a waterfall pushes the water. It's called pressure in the Queen's Lake. The water pushes the water uphill and then it goes right back downhill again into the Mediterranean. That's the only river that flows uphill, and that's because of the pressure that's coming from over a waterfall into the river itself. Queen's Lake, brother.
Look in the camera, yo. Just look in the camera. Say that real slow.
The Nile River
say it fast,
runs,
say it slow.
The Nile River runs uphill because there is a waterfall above it.
Okay.
The water flows from the waterfall into Queen's Lake, which pushes the Nile uphill. Then, after a while, it comes back downhill to follow the suit that all water goes downhill, except the Nile, because of the pressure from Queen's Lake. It goes uphill. The Nile flows up.
So your force is just pressure. You saying pressure? What you saying? What you saying?
Pressure is what pushes the Nile uphill.
Oh, okay. From the waterfall. That's
From
a
the
hell of a-
waterfall.
Yo,
You
man,
know the
salute the
Nile-
brother Ankh, man. Salute the brother Ankh. I just want to say, y'all boys let me on the platform. Salute the brother Ankh. I ain't gonna lie, man. You had me laughing in the backstage when you said, man, say that shit again, just slow. Say it slow.
You said you gotta say slow. You know what I mean? You gotta say some shit slow.
For sure, man.
Hey, bro,
Here's
man,
the
I wouldn't
thing.
I ain't
mislead
mad
y'all,
at you,
man.
bro.
I wouldn't
Listen.
mislead you,
For the
Bobby, bro.
record,
I'm trying to
hold on.
put it
For the
there.
record, we understand Lake Victoria, right? We got you. I just want you to know that the Nile is the longest river on planet Earth. That's a hell of a lot of pressure, yo.
Okay,
You would
shit.
have to have a hell of a calculation. It's like hydraulics or something, yo. You act like the dam, not the dam, but the waterfall is like some kind of hydraulic system that pushes. Nah, yo, that's fine. I mean, nice try though. I ain't mad at you.
The
But
fact.
no, but you can't. Do you have a paper on that? Is it a paper written on that?
Let me help this brother out right quick. This is a real simple Google. I mean, you can really Google anything today. All right. Let me see. Where is it at? Okay. This is from the Smithsonian Magazine. All right. SmithsonianMagazine.com. Why does the Nile flow north from Lake Victoria into the Mediterranean? By Michael L. Moravitz. All right. Rivers always flow downhill. This is true. All rivers flow downhill. It's a common misconception that something about the earth forces most rivers to flow south. Plenty of rivers flow north, including the Nile, which gathers from high elevation lakes in the African Rift Valley. Plenty of rivers flow north, including the Nile, which gathers from high elevation lakes into the African Rift Valley. Andrew Johnston, geographer, Center for Earth and Planetary Study, National Air and Space Museum. Who wants to argue with that motherfucker? Y'all tripping. You tripping. If I tell you that the lake falls so many thousand feet and forces the Nile to go uphill for a moment, You think I make it up, but I show you, and now what? Argue with this motherfucker. This what he do. I don't do this. I just learn a lot of this stuff, and I know what y'all talking about is bullshit. 100% bullshit. Now argue with that. You can just look it up. Why do the Nile run? Why do the Nile run uphill? And it'll show you.
Run uphill. It don't run uphill.
Okay.
Right, there you go.
It might go for a small hill, but it ain't going upstream.
Hey, you know what? You know what, Mr. Bobby Banger, I want to apologize, bro, because this is your show, and I don't mean to come on here.
You good?
Stepping on no toes and
you ain't stepping on nobody's toes.
You asked for somebody, and I'm just probably trying to make you think. So when you go to this debate, you got a little bit more information than Sanchez.
You don't gotta apologize. You don't gotta apologize, yo. You good, yo. I got thick skin. What I do want to do,
I really hate that this color, I don't know why my maps look like this. I don't know why this is looking like this. But anyway, after going through a slew of questions and answering them, he makes up in his head that all the answers that I've given is wrong. Now, it's a point we talking about up.
hey, shout out to Q Butter, man. He putting on that scientific conference, man.
Let me see. It's a point.
If you thought it was
Hey,
official,
salute to
it's
Q
official.
Butter, man. Hey, Q Butter get a little wild, but you know. So like when they be talking about like,
Hey, man.
Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and
Don't go in underestimating this guy. I'm trying.
how's gonna go?
Well, how's it gonna go?
Talked all that Nile Valley.
So for me, since getting diagnosed, I've made sure to talk to my family members.
Somebody in trouble. Slightly less than 3/4 of a mile with approximately 0.87 of a foot drop per mile. Oh, hell. On average, 3,708 divided by 4,558. 0.8.
all right. So look.
Be quiet, bro. Damn.
My fault.
Of the Earth's curvature, none. At this
See, hold on.
point, why would I
You see how the brother stopped? You see how he stopped reading? Also, in space, there really isn't any compass reference points. The North Star is north to us, as is the North Pole. The sun rises in the east and left-leaning politics. These are man-created concepts to aid in navigation or description of something. The Nile appears to flow south to north, but in space, it doesn't make any difference. He didn't finish reading that. The Nile appears to flow south to north. The Nile appears to flow south to north because it does for a moment. What are you talking about? Now, let's look up the etymology of north. North is one of the 4 compass points, or cardinal directions. It is the opposite of south and is perpendicular to east and west. Perpendicular to east and west. Y'all see this north heading up? Now let me show you what a perpendicular line is. Perpendicular lines create 90-degree angles, such as this. If this is east and this is west, then north is perpendicular to the two, and south as well as the antipode. So when I say the earth is a pyramid, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 points. The top, the center is higher. See this red? All this is higher. All around in here is higher. This is the same thing. All of this land is sticking out of the water. It is certain elevations above sea level. Do you understand that? Now let's look at let's look at this. The northernmost points of the northernmost countries in the world. So we're talking about what is north, what is the highest points in the earth. Greenland. The northernmost point of the earth is surrounded by a latitude cross-section as the Antarctic Circle. The Antarctic Circle is the northernmost side of the 5 major circles of latitude. There is no fixed position of the Arctic Circle, but it lies at the latitude of 66 degrees 33 and 39 north, as it has mostly a colder climate. The temperatures in the places like Siberia can even decline to 40 degrees Celsius. Here is a list of the top 3 northernmost points of the 2 countries. One dependent state that stretch up into the Antarctic Circle. Greenland, which is Denmark, Canada, and Russia. Those countries or continents are at the top of said pyramid or mound, earth. They're at the top. The lands beneath them. All right, let me show you. So, latitude and longitude. Longitude is represented by what? Going along the equator. It's parallel to the equator, the cross section or the base, the cross section of the earth. All right, 90 degrees north, you see, is above that, higher in elevation. And we're not even gonna argue that, man. That's crazy that y'all don't know that. That's higher than the north is higher than the south. Up. You think, cause y'all, you know what? Y'all think we in space and just floating and there's no north and no south, there's no up and no down, and gravity is pulling everything in towards the center. That is childish belief, bro. That's childish belief to believe that somebody right here in South America walking sideways, or somebody is beneath the Antarctic like the penguins in certain tribes living beneath the earth, walking sideways, or South Africa beneath the Tropic of Capricorn is sideways. Everything is relative to the sky, bro. Y'all tripping, and they got y'all believing that we on a ball, that airplanes literally, I can't get this out of my head. Airplanes literally will have to turn beneath the earth or curve beneath the earth to stay parallel to the ground to land there. And niggas gonna get off and walk around all upside down and shit like ants. You fucking stupid. You fucking stupid, bro. Grow the fuck up at this point. I would rather believe in a flat earth than a ball earth. That's the stupidest shit. I can't believe I was stuck in that shit, but I grew out of that in my teens. I started having questions in my teens, bro. So this is what I did. After determining the highest, most northernest most parts in the earth, I said, well, let me see what the southernmost parts is. And there are several points before you get to Antarctic, the Antarctic Circle. Before you get there, there are points that are the lowest parts of the earth. Let me show you. South Africa to this Khalil, what is it? Kalilit Nuat. What basically that's Greenland. That's just the name of the country Greenland, or basically Greenland. So you see, to go from South Africa to the highest point that you can live, which is Greenland, or that they letting us know that's habitable, is Greenland. You have to go up north. Up north. All right? To go from Australia, you have to go to the same spot, You have to go up north. You see, this motherfucker got to fly all the way up top and around. He got to go around Russian airspace to get to Australia. To get to Greenland. And the same thing in South America, Argentina, Punta, Genesis. The lowest place on the earth, well, that's habitable, according to them, because you see it's ice all down here. You got to go uphill, up north to get there. North is up an incline. It's an incline to get there. Airplanes got to fly over the incline, but you have to drive the actual incline or walk the actual incline to get there. Now, airplanes, if they travel a straight line, they go over and then come down. You will have to go straight across whatever shape the landmass is. All right. Now, I went from the South Pole, right? This land, this is a very interesting map. This land in the South, I pointed from the lowest point. I put also the most southern point in South, in Antarctica, the most southern point in Antarctica. And this is the point that came out, right? To Greenland. And again, you have to go up across South America and across the United States to get there. Here's another point. It's a different spot by a different country. The same thing, you have to go across. And here from Africa, or this is the Chinese spot, their little base. Oh no, it's not, Casey, that's not it. The Great Wall one is theirs. I used this one instead. And again, they have to fly up and over Africa to get there. And it's simple. When you look at the map, let's go back to a map. Look at this, bro. These are the southernmost places on the map. And you see, here I pointed to you. You got to go up and up. I can't put that shit more simpler, motherfucker. You got to go up to get there. Period. Now here we back on this. The earth is a literal shape, a geometric shape of a pyramid, right? Because let me show you this map. This map right here is called the U.S. Air Force Physical Political Chart of the World. All right. The purpose of this new world chart is to provide a realistic representation of the global relations between the most vital areas of the world. These lie predominantly in the Northern Hemisphere, which also contains 90% of the world's population. The Northern Hemisphere contains 90% of the world's population. The polar stereographic projection used for the Northern Hemisphere provides the best possible map representation of global relationships for an area as large as a hemisphere. The conformal property of this projection produces true geographical shapes, true directions, and permits excellent distance measurements. The quadrants of the Southern Hemisphere have the same projection spacing as the Northern Hemisphere, but with the parallels concentric with the North Pole. This provides continuity and reasonable good shapes for the southern continents, but sacrifice the property of conformality and distort distance measurements towards the outer meridians of these quadrants. This is 1961. All right. As you've seen in the other map I showed you, there are 1, 2, 3. 3 distinct quadrants. There is a fourth, however, it's underwater, as I told them. Now, if you notice, there is a key to understanding this map. Remember when I told you that it's almost like a volcano was kicked in, so there are debris-ish type land masses here. There are lower, let me show you the key so you get a better understanding. So, physical relief. The orange represents the 10,000 feet and over. The lighter orange represents the 5,000 to 10,000 feet. Green is sea level to 1,000 feet. Sea level to 1,000 feet. All right. Sea level to 10,000 feet deep is the blue. So now we got an understanding of what we're looking at. Now, let's look at this orange shit. This orange shit is higher than everything that's green, yellow, beige, and blah, blah, blah. All right. As you can see, it seems to have been some sort of cataclysmic event that caused a perfectly shaped pyramid to look as it do today. I know it sounds foolish, but you motherfuckers believe in a globe where motherfuckers is walking upside down. Let me get it. That's what y'all believe. Bro, y'all believe that it's niggas walking upside down in Australia and in Japan and sideways in South America and all the other continents, bro. Y'all tripping. Everything. When they say lower, it's just lower in elevation. It's talking about an angle. Here goes South Africa. Here go North Pole right here. Here goes South Africa right here, bro. That's how it goes like this. Y'all looking at the emitting of energies that creates this globe, the gases that surround us, that are kept in place by their densities and the Earth electromagnetic field. That's what's keeping the gases in place. So when they show you a picture of the Earth, you see the blue circle, and the blue circle is basically a representation of the gases that's surrounding the Earth. Now, the circle itself, that ain't nothing no more than taking the damn template, cut out a circle, and cover it over the damn the glass. Let me show you. Let me show you how crazy this shit is, bro. Oh, wait a minute, that's too big. You see that? That's all they did. And it's more Earth to what they're showing you. That's all they did, bro. Y'all niggas silly, man. That's what you believe. Anyway, back to the information. As you can see, the orange represents the highest points on this area, this pyramid. I don't want to keep calling it that, but that's what the fuck it is. Shit, it's a triangle. It's a pyramidal, a tetrahedral shaped mass that we live on. All right. This, and he said, and what does it say? What does this say? This conformal property of this projection produces true geographical shapes, true directions, and permits excellent distance measurements. Nigga, now I'm sorry that the shit is this color. I don't know why it's this color. So y'all can't really see. I guess you can see the oranges and shit. You know what I'm saying? But there are different shades that represent different elevations. 10,000 feet and over is the orange. So if there was some type of cataclysmic event, right? let's say this is Russia, or the continent back in the day used to be called Tartaria. And here is Africa, South Africa. You know, these places was the most safest places in the event of a flood. And the explanation for those who survived this flood and how life could have seemed to have originated in certain places is simple. Look at Africa. And that's, like I said, that's Russia, that's India, Russia, China over here at the top, right up in here. Here's the United States. But notice how, y'all don't probably know, but California was once considered an island. That entire area is a old world area, if you will. Now check this out. This is called the Straits of Anian, but it's called the Bering Straits on this, but it's really called the Straits of Anian. All right, this area right here is what's called Russia, right? Used to be called Old Tartaria. All right, all of this area is Russia. Now look how close Russia is to Alaska. From here to here. This is funny because this is Alaska and this is Russia. But look right down here. This is California and Washington, Vancouver and all of that shit, bro. They right next to us. They right next to us. So there's a hypothesis. I didn't conjure this. I did. Before I got to studying and people start saying, prove this and prove that, with my theory or hypothesis, I began to look into it to see if others believe like I did. And there was one I read in this book called the Earth book, the Book of Earth. And it's this chick named Keaton, who had a portion in the book that she wrote on called the tetrahedral hypothesis. And I actually found a video on it. Let's check it out.
So what we observe, the publications here, in 1857, Lothian Green published The Cause of the Pyramidal Form of Outline of Southern Extremities of Great Continents and Peninsula of the Globe. And in 1875, he published Vestiges of Molten Globe as exhibited in the figure on the Earth, that is volcanic action and physiography, when he worked on the volcanoes in Hawaii Islands and others. So these are two major publications in which he discusses about this tetrahedral hypothesis, and here is the structure. It was basically an attractive hypothesis of that time, right? So remember, it was enjoyed to a considerable extent by many geologists and many other scholars. And Lothian Green's hypothesis of 1875 paved way of thinking towards the shape of the Earth, also towards the distribution of land and ocean. So if you observe this particular southern polar region, it was described in this particular way, and this tetrahedral collapse was discussed in this particular image, right? So
yo, let me pause this right quick and hit them with fair use. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Yes, sir. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
his hypothesis is based on characteristics of a tetrahedron, which is what? It's a solid body having 4 equal plane surfaces, each of which is an equilateral triangle, right? So that's important. And He based his hypothesis on the following two basic principles of geometry. So what are the two basic principles of geometry? A sphere is that body which contains largest volume with respect to its surface area, and a tetrahedron is that body which contains least volume with respect to its surface area. These are the two geometrical principles that were important. And after many experiments, Lothian Green opened that a sphere, if subjected to uniform pressure, now remember here the concept is if it is subjected to uniform pressure, that is the word to catch here, on all its sides, then only there will be a collapse and it will be transformed into shape of a tetrahedron eventually, as you can see in this particular image. So according to Lothian Green, when the earth was originated, it was in the form of a sphere, right? And gradually when it was cooling down, it actually took this shape of a tetrahedron in terms of distribution of these particular continents and oceans. So if you look into this particular image of tetrahedron, you look at this particular American side. So here is one triangle, if you observe, then you have this particular triangle, then you have this particular triangle here, right? African side, then Asian side, and one which is not visible, that is on the other side. So this is what we observe as tetrahedron structure of the earth, right? So first the outer part of the earth cooled down. So remember, when earth cooled down from its molten state, the outer part cooled first and thus was formed the crust, but inner part remained in the molten state, right? So consequently what happened, the inner part of the earth was subjected to more contraction gradually, and due to continued cooling, and thus there was marked reduction in the volume as well, right? So since the volume reduced, what happened, the upper part, that is the crustal part, already which were solidified or cooled, hence it could not be subjected to further contraction, and this resulted in possible gap between upper and inner parts of the earth according to this hypothesis. So consequently what we observe, that upper part collapsed on the inner part because upper part became solid earlier and inner part was still in the molten state, and earth began to assume a shape of tetrahedron in terms of its distribution of continents and oceans, right, in terms of ridges and valleys if you observe. So this is
okay. So this is from a geologist. She's basically just sharing Lothian Green's hypothesis of the tetrahedral Earth. And I don't necessarily subscribe with the Earth being a globe at first, and then it cooled down from its molten state. It was one big ballish glob, and it cooled down, and the upper region of the Earth collapsed into a tetrahedron, while the bottom half, still a ball? Bullshit. But that right there is your pear-shaped Earth. That's your pear-shaped Earth right there. So basically these areas right here is less area in the center. That's what these circles represent, right? Less area in the center than it is down here. So of course it's wider at the bottom, and in the center it's smaller at the top. Let's look at this tetrahedral hypothesis. Is an obsolete scientific theory. Now they call it obsolete because with a tetrahedral Earth you can't account for the spinning, and you can't account for the tectonic movement, or so-called tectonic movement, which I believe basically the Earth is terraformed by water and vibration. Let me show you what I mean. So certain frequencies can cause earth, water, anything. Basically, you can break down anything. If you, even humans, you can find their vibration, and you can break them up molecularly. And certain vibrations can cause people to or not necessarily people, but shapes to form within, absolutely shapes to form. So, I mean, that could be something to look into. So maybe it's a vibration that's keeping everything a solid, and a vibration that can be possibly attained, maybe the God tone, and makes everything fall apart. And then another tone to bring it all back together again with a different form. But look at this. This is with water. This is a vibration or tone. It's called a cymatic with water. Watch this. What do you see? And the cube in there. Seen that Jewish star in there? Let's see cymatics. See what it does to grain, sand. So certain tones can affect materials in certain ways, according to their density, I imagine, or who knows? I mean, I'm just speculating, but definitely tones are changing, are terraforming the surface. All right. So the tetrahedral hypothesis explains the arrangement of the Earth's continents and oceans by referring to the geometry of a tetrahedron. Although it was a historically interesting theory in the late 19th and early 20th century, it was superseded by the concepts of continental drift and plate tectonics. Excuse me. The theory was first proposed by William Lothian Green in 1875. Now, this is from a book called the Book of Earths, and it goes through several different theories of the shape of the Earth according to some of the so-called highest geologists of the time or whatever. But anyway, listen to this. Page 82. The outline of the terrestrial hemisphere is only, now mind you, I know that they're using terms like globe, but I mean, really, you don't have a choice in that day if you expect for your material to be actually considered, right? And that's conjecture, but I mean, who knows? I know for a fact that where he's telling you doesn't explain the globe. Let's continue. All right. The outline of the terrestrial hemisphere is only twice interrupted by the sea in the vicinity of the North and the South poles. This outline forms, as it were, a vast belt of coasts around the globe, a vast belt of coasts around the globe, an amphibious zone, participating in the climatic conditions both of the continents and the seas. Participating in the climatic conditions both of the continents and the seas. Starting from the Cape of Good Hope, it strikes across the equator, touches the eastern and southern borders of Asia. circles the North Pole and descends along the western coast of America to Cape Horn. It forms the Earth's great circle inclined towards the equator, like an elliptic to the celestial equators. So basically an elliptic is like, say this is the Earth and this is the sun, and the sun moves around the Earth like this, and it's a straight line that follows around, basically, if y'all don't know what that is, you should. It plays to a certain extent that an analogous part to that of the temperate zones, which represent the passage from the torrid to the glacial climax. The ravine zone is a reunion of the continental climaxes of the maritime climax of the islands. This intermediary situation gives birth to an organic life richer and more varied than exists in other regions of the globe. So we're talking about from one point of the globe to another is the most is the best place to live, is the most produces the best form of life or whatever, or or livelihood or whatever. It's a fact well worthy of notice is the structure of the great continents. The pyramidal form of their extremities, as Humboldt calls it, is in some measure radiated towards the south. So it radiates towards the south. Towards the north, the great masses of land coverage and accumulate. On the other hand, in the direction of the south, they open out like a fan and terminate in points or in conical peninsulas. Let's look back at that again. Do we consider this? Because this is the US map, you know what I'm saying? And it looked like they actually are agreeing with the gentleman, Lothian Green. Because here you got the appendages extending southward, outwardly, into a conical point. Boom, boom, boom. What are y'all talking about? This is the United States Air Force map. So I'm not using no other maps. I can bring up this map. This is a good example. They still doing the same thing. It don't matter what earth you look at, what map you want to put in front of you, bro. When you're looking down on the earth, this is what you're going to see. This is what they're telling you. Now they're telling you it's a globe, but they're telling you it's a globe, but they're showing you otherwise. Here's an example of that. Let me see if I can get it bigger. Here we go. Here it's only three appendages. There's only three appendages. Everything else is part of the great up north region. It comes together, he said, right? Into a great vast region suitable for living, basically. All right. And you can see right here, let's just say this is South Africa. Here's Australia, and here's South America. All right, they all go outward from north to south in appendages. They're even, look, boom, 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 tetrahedron. Look, America, Africa, Australia. Those are the great continents. Those are what we consider to be Earth. That's the land. That's the part that's out of the water. Those three continents, and everything else is a part of those three continents. And those three continents is even a part of a greater surface, if you will. Don't need nothing on the continental drift. Even this map that was written in 1892 is still showing similarly the same thing. It doesn't matter. The south is at the bottom. The north is at the top. All right. And here's a I wanted to know if NASA had any pictures of the Earth from the top. This is ESSA-3. It was flown in 1966. October 2nd, 1966. And here are some pictures that was gathered by ESSA-3 and A7. Boom. This is the Earth from the top. This is right off the NASA site, so you can go there yourself and get this. All right, looks conical to me, with a hole at the top. Now, the stars, the moon, the sun, all of that. So I don't know if y'all got this yet. Wait a minute, let me see something. Let me see something. This is how you circumnavigate the Earth. Because north is up. No one's going from the bottom around the top, crossing the North Pole and circling back under the Earth. Nobody's doing that. Circumnavigating the Earth is staying around the perimeter at the South Circle. That's circumnavigating the Earth. I'm gonna leave that right there for a minute so y'all can get it. Hold a minute. You can't see that, can you? Let me get back on my share. I wasn't sharing shit, was I? I wasn't sharing shit. I know. There we go. There we go. There we go. 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Tetrahedral. And this is the map. I don't know if I showed y'all that. Maybe I remember what happened. They go 1 corner, 2 corners, 3 corners. Again, this is a map from 1961. The U.S. Air Force Physical Political Chart of the World. And again, the orange represents 10 feet and over in elevation. I'm not playing with y'all. If you're not admitting this is a tetrahedral, this is pyramidal. This shape, this geometric shape is pyramid. And you lying to yourself. You lying to yourself, homeboy. Now let's look at this. This is called the Orthograph World Map. And this dude from Japan won some type of award in Japan for creating a map that can be flattened without distorting water or land. So you know what he did? He turned the globe into 96 triangles. Then he formed a tetrahedron and then cut it open to flatten it out even. Look at this.
Most common world maps are highly size distorted, with any land masses located toward the poles tending to look much bigger than they really are, which, in some ways, makes this weird-looking projection a lot more accurate. How it's made is a fascinating process. Now, what is it actually useful for? Creating 2D maps of the entire Earth is a hard job. It's a sphere, and trying to nicely unwrap it into a neat rectangle leads to varying degrees of distortion. The map you're familiar with, that pretty much everyone has a copy of somewhere, is called the Mercator projection. which was first presented by cartographer Gerardus Mercator in 1569. It works well for nautical navigation, but it also massively distorts the size and shape of land masses, particularly near the poles. Take Canada as an example. It looks absolutely enormous, but if you remove the cylindrical distortion, you find it's not actually that much bigger than Australia, if you don't consider an extra 2.3 million km2, 888,000 mi2, much. There are many more, and now another has joined the list. Winner of the Japan Institute of Design Promotion's Good Design Award for 2016, meet the Orthograph World Map. Clearly, nobody is using this thing to plot a course. Lines of longitude and latitude bend, twist and curl, and figuring out which way's north is a challenge in some spots. But in terms of representing the size and shape of land masses, it's actually very accurate. Created by Hajime Naruko of the Keio University Graduate School of Media and Governance, the orthograph map fits perfectly into a nice rectangular shape with a neat 3:4 aspect ratio thanks to its ingenious method of construction. First, the sphere is divided into some 96 regions, and then these regions are mapped onto an inflated tetrahedron shape. The inflated tetrahedron is flattened into a regular tetrahedron. Then the tetrahedron is cut out and flattened into a big triangle and lined up with a whole bunch of other ones. From there, you can choose where to cut your map out from, depending on what you need to highlight and whether you're comfortable cutting land masses in half.
So, basically what the brother
Check out his
did,
down. Security or operational? I don't know.
Basically what he did is he corrected the math. He took the globe Earth, formed it into a pyramid, then he flattened it. And he's saying that it's the most ingenious map ever created. Bruh. The Earth is a pyramid. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bullshitting with y'all. It's crazy that it's insane that it's just really logical that north is up, perpendicular to east and west. Nobody's beneath a ball walking upside down, saying that the gravity is pulling them towards the center of this ball, but gravity is light enough to let a girl on the bottom of that same globe let a balloon go, and it goes up, but gravity decides what stays stuck and what's able to leave. That's bullshit, bro. Niggas is dumb, bro. If you keep on with this dumb shit, bro, I'm coming for you motherfuckers specifically. Right now, I'm talking to everybody in general. You motherfuckers dumb as fuck, bro. Man, what time is it? I gotta get up in a minute for work, bro. I'm supposed to be been sleep. I feel more inspired to do it at this time of day, you know what I'm saying? Real talk. But anyway, man, that's my show. I enjoy y'all coming through. I appreciate you, I should say. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you like, you can send a donation, because I'm about to do this shit professionally for good. And you know what I do for a living? I'm in the medical field. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not happy doing that. I mean, I like doing it. It pays the bills, but what I'm happy doing is research and dissemination of information to change the views and thoughts of the masses that have been totally deceived by whatever powers that be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, whether it be the shape of the earth, or Hebrew Israelites, or mythological creatures, and whatever it is, dog, I've studied it. I studied it. Ain't nobody fucking with me on it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying that. Land Single out, my dog.
Like, the dude is literally on a panel watching women twerk.